Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston, and today I'm back for episode number 12 of my Tampa Bay Rays OOTP series here on OOTP 18. So today we are back with the playoff edition for the 2019 season. We have finally qualified for the playoffs the first time in our 3-year run as general manager of the Tampa Bay Rays. So I mentioned in the last episode that I was going to do a little September episode possibly if the division race was getting close towards the end, and it was close for a little while, but we ended up pulling away, winning it by 5 games, played really well down the stretch. I think it was about 2.5, maybe 3 games with 15 games left to play, and then we ripped off like 8 of 10. New York dropped, I think, 6 of 10 or something like that. So we did end up with the second best record in the American League, which means we will be taking on the Cleveland Indians in the first round of the playoffs. We will advance one more day to actually get to the end of the regular season. And there we go. ERA crown goes to Chris Sale. Most pitching wins Brent Honeywell. So Chris Sale went on an absolute tear towards the end of the year. I think he won Pitcher of the Month for September. And, I mean, look at these. Before these last 2 starts, you look at his run in September. I don't know if we can pull up his full game log, but it was pretty insane. He ripped off a string of 5 or 6 straight ridiculous starts, looking like the Chris Sale of real life these days, who is putting on quite a show in his first year in Boston. But anyway, he turned out to be pretty well worth it in year number 1, and his value, I think, in my opinion, really only goes up in the playoffs. I think it's so important to have a good top of the rotation arm or two in a playoff series. At least in this game, I've always found it to be that way. I think in real life it's not quite as important, but either way. So like I said, we're going to be taking on Cleveland. And let's take a look at their team right now. Actually, we'll take a look at our team to start because I haven't really gone over the stats or anything like that. History, so we end up with a 91-71 Pythagorean win-loss, 93 wins overall. 8th in runs scored, 2nd in runs against. So our starting rotation turned out to be a strength at the end of the day. Norris came over. He wasn't great in the second half for us, but better than he was in Detroit. Snell, not a great second half out of him either. Honeywell got a little bit better, though, and he won 19 games, which is pretty funny. DeLeon kind of stabilized in the mid-4s with his ERA. The bullpen kind of up and down as well. Colomé never really settled down, and his season stats don't really look too good, but still he's going to be a big part of our success in the postseason. If we are successful, I think we're going to have to rely heavily on the bullpen. Brad Week turned out to not be great, especially in the second half. But at least now we've had him on the roster for the full season, so we can choose to just option him next year. So he becomes kind of an asset for us. Shake Barrett didn't really show anything when we called him up in September. Lineup wise, Anthony Rizzo had a very, very good second half for us. That turned out to be a really nice move, picking him up. He had a 1047 OPS after the trade. Zobrist played sparingly, only 17 games, 52 plate appearances, but did hit well in those plate appearances. Ibanez got the call back up in September after hitting pretty well in AAA when he was sent down, and he hit a little bit better in the month of September, so some encouraging signs out of him. Hansen and Urena kind of settled in. They had decent years. I think, let's see, Hansen's probably 1.6, or Urena was 2.7, so both had kind of decent years. Kiermaier, kind of a down year for him, I would say. Josh Bell, he finished the year really strong, ended up getting up to 7 WAR. Was that good to... No, that didn't lead to AL, but that will probably get him in MVP contention, quite frankly. And Devin Travis looked really good towards the end as well. He got some more playing time after Ibanez was sent down. He played pretty much the entire month of August at second base and looked really well doing it. So we've got a couple options for second base here, but I think for the most part this is going to be the lineup we roll with. Let's just fix the playoff roster because I noticed we only have one catcher. So Archer, I'm fine keeping Archer off. I think he's going to get DFA'd this offseason, quite frankly. Garrett Whitley we called up towards the end. He was a top prospect. He was a first-round pick a couple years ago. Didn't really play too well in September, but I liked him because he can be a backup center fielder for us, which we didn't really have otherwise. So with that, we've got 4 outfielders. We got a lot of infielders, I guess. That's probably where, we could get rid of. So we have Zobrist. We don't want to dump Travis, though. So maybe it's going to be Whitley or Ibanez, honestly, but I think I want to keep Ibanez and see how he does. So we're going to remove Whitley from the roster. We just got to hope Kiermaier doesn't get hurt because then we're going to have no one to play center field. And we will put Perez on there. Perez didn't really excel or anything since we got him, but I think he's helped stabilize our catcher spot a little bit. He at least provides good defense no matter what. He's going to do that. Good presence in the locker room, and 0.5 F4, so it's not like, and that was in 30 games too, so not only was he not really being a negative player or anything, I mean, Weeder's just, the production never really came around for us this season. So I think Perez is the obvious starter here for game number 1. Let's take a look at Cleveland's team now. So they finished with 92 wins. They won the Central, 4th in runs scored, 4th in runs against. I'm guessing they had a bit of a better... not really, actually. Their Pythagorean win-loss wasn't any better than ours. Of course, they feature a pretty good rotation. Kluber, Carrasco, and Bauer. All 3 are healthy right now. Bauer, definitely the weak link of the 3, but he had a good year. And they have Samardzija now, who won 19 games, 4.14 ERA. He's been with the team the last couple of years. Their lineup... let's see. Willie Castro. Of course, they have Lindor. He's pretty much I think Lindor is easily the best player in this year's game. He consistently puts up like 9 or 10 win seasons. They have Francisco Mejia and Bradley Zimmer, Lucas Duda, Brandon Guyer. So their lineup is pretty solid. Not the deepest lineup, but they have some pretty good hitters in here. So I can see why they put up 845 runs. But all right, we've got Chris Sale. It is game 1. Let's do it. Going up against Cleveland, it will be Chris Sale against Corey Kluber, and this is why I think it's so helpful to have a guy like Sale in a series like this, just to be able to match up when another team has a guy like Kluber. So, all right, we need to fix the lineup a little bit here. We're going to go with Rizzo. I think I'm good with going with him over Gillespie, even though Gillespie did finish the year relatively strong. The other options would be over Tellez or... I think just Tellez pretty much is the only other option we could do. So I want to play Tellez. I want to play him over Gillespie. So we're going to throw Rizzo in there. The rest of the lineup, do we want Travis in there over Hansen or Ibanez? I think we're going to give Ibanez a chance. I don't love that he's hitting leadoff, but I'm going to trust my manager, and let's do it. Game number 1. Getting underway. Our first playoff action on OOTP 18. Pretty exciting stuff. And all right, Sale with a clean first. Kluber surrenders 3 runs in his half of the first, but Sale gives them right back. So the offenses have come to play today. 5-3 Cleveland so far. Sale probably not going to make it through more than 5 innings. His pitch count all the way up to 100 pitches already, so we're going to have to turn to the bullpen early in this game. So we've got our 3 guys who I know I'm going to lean on in Morin, Rivero, and Colome. It's about the guys beyond that who we can go to in these middle innings. Biagini ended up having a good year. Birdie, if we go by FIP, it would be Biagini. Birdie, actually, his peripheral's not that great. So, all right, let's get Biagini up then. And hopefully we can get some more runs off Kluber. Yes, we do. 3 more in the 5th. So we could think about... Let's have Sale at least go until runners in scoring position. All right, so he surrenders 2 hits to start off the inning. We got to get him out of there. And Biagini's tiring. This is probably not well managed on my part. Oh, and they get 3 back. Yeah, I definitely butchered that one a little bit. I guess Sale was only 1 out away from getting out of that, but it's too bad. Let's get Colome up for the 7th. We got a couple hits that inning, but no runs. Try to keep this a 2-run game. Colome is able to. Only 12 pitches. I'm going to be conservative and just turn it over to Rivero next half inning. Nothing going there. Get Rivero in there. Half inning. He gives up a run. 22 pitches. We definitely got to get him out of there. We'll go to Morin in the 9th. But, okay, 2 men on with 2 men down for Salvador Perez here. He's got a 3-1 count, facing Justin Grimm. That ball flied to left, but that is going to be caught. 3 down. Indians take a 3-run lead into the 9th. We're going with our closer, Mikey Morin. He gives up 3 runs, and that is going to do it. We end up losing the game 12-6. Cleveland's offense schooling our pitching. We had some of our best pitchers throw in that game, and they were still able to put up 12 runs, so that's not a great sign for us. Now, are there any changes to the starting lineup we want to make? I don't think so. Ibanez had a good game. Let's just make sure Rizzo is back in there again instead of Gillespie. And starter up, Blake Snell getting the nod in game number 2. Can he lock down that role of number 2 starter on this staff? It's definitely up for grabs. He didn't have a spectacular year by any means, but pitched relatively well throughout. He has given up 3 runs so far, but we have answered back with 3 of our own. And we are tied up at 3-5. All right, so we got a 2-run lead for him now. Snell at 90 pitches, so let's get someone up. I think it's going to be Rivero. Actually, we'll get Rivero and Colome up. Just so we can go righty-lefty if we want to. Snell until runners in scoring position. Gives up a leadoff double. Now he's got to face the 9-hitter, Yu Cheng Chong. That was probably my pronunciation of that was probably a little bit racist. I apologize. It wasn't meant to be. Honestly, was trying to pronounce that as I saw it, but that definitely came out the wrong way. Greg Allen is up. Let's go to the bullpen right now. I want Colome in. See if he can get out of this predicament. Behind in the count to Greg Allen, batting from the left side of the plate. That ball's flown to left. Our left fielder is there. The runner tagging the throw. Not in time. So it's a one-run game now. Tying run is on first. That's a ground ball to first. And they're going to turn to a 3-6-3 double play. That retires the side, so Colome gets out of it. Good work out of him. And he's only at like 5 pitches, I think, right? So we can honestly let him go to start the next inning. Up by 1 still. And we'll have Rivero and Mikey Morin up. Although Morin is a little bit tired from the last game. So we'll see how we manage this. Colome gives up a 1-out double to Alcantara, it seems. Mejia up now. This is a lefty-on-lefty matchup, right? No, he's switch hitter. There's a lefty on deck, though. We could go to Rivero. I think I'm just going to go to Rivero. And hope that he can get us out of this. The 1-2 count, or 1-2 is the count to Mejia, who has already got a home run here tonight. And he goes down swinging. I didn't even see the ball get pitched there. 2 down. Duda, they're going to let him hit against the lefty. He strikes out looking. Rivero comes in. And he gets us to the ninth now. 1-run game. I think I'm going to probably have Rivero start the next inning too, just because Morin is a little bit tired. I don't want to have to overextend him in this inning. So if Rivero can get me at least 1 out, that would be ideal. He's got to face Geyer, though. Geyer kills lefties. And, Geyer flies one to deep left. I think he got under this one, though. Yes, he did. That was a little bit scary. Now, Willie Castro. This is going to be Rivero's last batter no matter what. Ground ball to the shortstop in time. Now we're going to go to Morin because we've already got him warm. And Morin, the 2-2. To Chang. I think Chang is the right way to say that. And he goes down swinging. There we go. All right. A 5-4 winning game 2. So we even up the series as it shifts towards Cleveland for game number 3. We are going to have Daniel Norris on the mound, our trade deadline acquisition. No, they want to throw Honeywell. What are we doing? I want to throw Norris, please. And we need to get Rizzo back in there. So it's going to be Norris against Carlos Carrasco, a big game number 3 in Cleveland. Pivotal game in the series. And let's see who strikes first. We are scoreless so far. And Cleveland strikes for 3 in the second. Another one right there, as they are touching up Norris pretty well right now. He's already exhausted. We got to get him out of there. So we're going to turn to a long man. Let's go with Jose De Leon, who is tired apparently. I don't know why. Okay, because he came in for Norris, who got hurt. I did not even realize. That would explain things. Let's just go to Week. Brad Week. Probably just going to okay, 2-run game. I was just about to say I was kind of throwing in the white towel, but we can't do that now. Let's get Colome up. Week is at 18 pitches. He's got to face the top of the order right now. The leadoff hitter is Greg Allen. He misses the bunt attempt. Now he's got 2 strikes on him. Ground ball. That's a good put out. So 1 down now. We'll let him face Ramirez. This is kind of playing with fire, though. I don't love this. That's a ground out, though. It works out. Nice thing about being in the NL, don't have to worry about when the pitcher's coming up. I can just throw Colome in there right now. And he gets through that. On to the top half of the 7th. Nothing going there. Colome already at 13 pitches. Don't know how that happened. Rivero's tired. Let's go with Biagini if Colome needs help here. And he's going to. So Biagini in. Oh, he got out of that. Nice work. Joe Biagini in 5 pitches, 2 perfect. He got all 3 outs. Nothing going there. I will get Morin up, but I'd rather not use him this inning. Save him for the 9th if possible. Assuming the game gets there, which of course we have to get a couple runs if it's going to. Okay, 2 men on with 1 man out for Kiermaier now facing Justin Grimm. That's going to get up the middle for a base hit. And everyone's going to hold, so the bases are going to be loaded for Richard Urena. And that ball flown to right. That's going to be an out. No need to force the sac fly right there. Should we go to a pinch hitter? I think we should go to Gillespie here. And Hansen has been hitting pretty well though. Let's trust Hansen. If he weren't pitching, or if he weren't hitting so well so far this series, I wouldn't do it in this spot. I'd go to Gillespie, and it's gonna not work out. All right. Well, we lose 5-3. Cleveland takes a 2-1 series lead. Norris is out for a week. So if we do make the ALCS, I think he would be back in time. And I just saw in the news Houston swept their way to the championship series on their end. So they will face off against the winner of this series. I am going to give Travis a start, I think. I guess we don't have anyone to play shortstop. I can't start him over Urena. Hansen can't really play. No, he can play shortstop. All right. I'm going to play him at shortstop. I'm going to play Travis at second base and Ibanez at third. And then we're going to go with Rizzo. And we'll keep the lineup like that. Let's give Wieters a start too. Perez is really struggling. All right, and it's going to be Honeywell in Game 4 trying to save our season. Get this to a Game 5 in Cleveland. Going to be a tough task on the young right-hander. But let's see what he can do. Looking good so far. Looking really good so far. Only one hit allowed. We get a pair of runs for him in the 6th. 6 one-hit innings for Honeywell so far. 104 pitches. Let's turn it over to the bullpen then. Colomé looks like he's pretty much unavailable, so we're going to have to get a little bit more out of Rivero and more in this game. And maybe even turn to Biagini. All right, so now that it's a 4-run game, we don't have to extend these guys, but we have the day off no matter what tomorrow, so I might as well use the guys that I want to use for one inning. So Rivero, 13 pitches. We're going to do Biagini in the 8th with a 4-run lead. And I'm going to get Morin up just in case Biagini runs into problems. All right, looks like a 1-out homer right there. Not worried yet. Okay, runner on third now. He's at 10 pitches. Let's give him one more batter at least. That's going to be an RBI groundout, so 2-run game now. Still fine. Kipnis, he strikes out looking all right. So Biagini gets to the 8th. Gives up a pair, but that's all right. Still have a 2-run lead for Morin no matter what. Could add on more this inning. And we do. Morin in the 9th. Gives up a couple hits, but no problem. And we are on to game number 5. We get the series back to Chris Sale. Very important. And it's going to be Sale and Kluber in game 5, right? I don't think they started Kluber that game, did they? Yeah, they started Samardzija. So it's going to be Sale and Kluber round 2. We got the best of him in game 1, correct? No, I guess they did 12-6. Forgot about that. But all right, here we go. Game number 5, winner take all, or at least winner move on. And how did Travis do? He had a couple hits, including a home run. So yeah, we definitely got to give him the start again. Put him at second base. Ibanez at third. Hansen at short. Wieters, should we give him another start? He also had a hit. He also had a home run that game. All right, so he's definitely earned another start. And Rizzo hitting pretty well still. So here we go. Sale is going to have to pitch better than he did in game number 1. He was not too effective. 7 runs in 5 2/3. Let's see. Back in Tampa, game number 5. Cleveland already out to a 1-0 lead. Sale not really looking too sharp yet. Only 1 strikeout. But only 1 run so far. 69 pitches for him. He gives up another run there. He's now at 87. Okay, we get 1 back. Sale through the 6th. 98 pitches, so we can at least trot him back out there for the 7th. Bottom 6, Josh Bell leading things off. Nothing going there. So let's get Rivero and Colomé up. Sale, we can even go batter by batter here. It's 7-8-9, but Geyer, he gets hit right there. He's pretty good against lefties. I was a little bit concerned about that AB, but Castro goes down swinging. Chang grounds 1 to third, to second for 1 on to first. Not in time. Geyer, a little bit banged up in the play, but he will be all right. Do we let Sale face Allen? Let's do it. He is going to fly one to right. That is going to get down. Runner goes to third, so it's first and third. Now we got to get Sale out of there. And let's go to Colome to face the switch hitting Jose Ramirez. Cool bat from the left side, and he strikes out swinging, so 3 down. We are through 6.5. Cleveland on top 2-1. We're going to let Colome at least start out the next half inning. Kiermaier leading things off. He hits one to deep center field. That is going to get down. Extra bases. He's got himself a lead-off double. That's a good start. Travis now. His turn. He grounds one. Easily fielded by the pitcher. He makes the play off the mound. 1 down. Now a full count to Alan Hansen. He grounds one again to the pitcher. This time Kiermaier advancing to third, but 2 outs for Matt Wieters, who's got another hit tonight. He hits one to deep right center. That's going to get down and into the gap. Matt Wieters coming up huge. A game-tying RBI double in the 7th inning of game number 5. Off of Corey Kluber, a huge hit. And now he's put himself in scoring position. That ball gets away from the catcher. Wieters 90 feet away from giving the Rays the lead now. It's Ibanez at the dish. He hits one to left field, dropping fast, but the left fielder will make the play. And we head to the 8th, tied up at 2 thanks to Matt Wieters' RBI double. So Colome will trot back out there to start out the top of the 8th inning. We're going to have Rivero up in the bullpen just in case. Lindor leading things off. He is their most dangerous player, but he goes down swinging right there. Colome with his first strikeout, or second strikeout, I should say. He gets Zimmer going down on strikes, his 3rd straight strikeout. Now Francisco Mejia grounds one back to the pitcher. It looks like that was actually a line out. So Colome gives us 5 outs right there, 19 pitches. His day is going to be done. I am going to turn to Mikey Morin in the 9th, but we will have Rivero if we need him. Bottom half of the 8th now, Justin Grimm taking the mound for Cleveland. He's got to face Jake Bowers, the number 2 hitter. In this Rays lineup, he hits it to deep left field and gone! Jake Bowers gives the Rays the lead in the 8th inning. Just like that, we take a 3-2 lead. Now let's just do until runners in scoring position. We get 2 more guys on now with no one out. And it's going to be Anthony Rizzo with a chance. Count goes to 1-1. Now he's behind 1-2. He strikes out swinging. So 1 down for Kevin Kiermaier. Still facing Grimm. Kiermaier into right field. That's a base hit. An insurance run scores for Tampa. Now we make our lead 4-2. And it's first and third once again now. This time for Devin Travis. He's going to ground one to the second baseman. To second for 1. On to first. A huge 4-6-3 double play. But the Rays score a pair. And we've got a 2-run lead now, a chance to close things out and advance to the ALCS for the first time since 2008, I want to say. I don't think the Rays have made it back to the championship series since then. So here we go. Lucas Duda leading things off for Cleveland, facing Mike Morin, who features a 2.10 ERA so far this season, or at least that was in the regular season. Duda flying one to right center, should be playable. Kiermaier is there, 1 down. Now it's Brandon Guyer. He flies one to right field. Bell coming in. He makes the play. 2 away. The 1-0 pitch. This one's flown to left. And that is caught. And the Tampa Bay Rays are moving on. We have defeated the Cleveland Indians 3-2. A final score of 4-2 in game number 5. And that is going to send Tampa Bay on to the next round. So there you have it, folks. And we're going to be taking on Houston in that second round, as Cubs-Mets is the only series yet to finish so far. The Mets do win that one. And there it is. We're going to be taking on Houston in the ALCS. So that is going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. And as always, I'm out. Peace.